Hello there, good afternoon, and welcome to Hashtag Trending, proudly brought to you by Spectrum Television. My name is Ofonona Joseph. Yesterday I told us that hopefully I am going to see us today, and right here I have seen you today. I really appreciate the fact that you're always making out time to be with us on Hashtag Trending, and you're always glued to Spectrum Television. How's your Tuesday going already? Okay, I am going to add to how your Tuesday is going with the trends that we have right here on Hashtag Trending. It is Trending Tuesday. You know what it is. Choose yourself always. Choose happiness, choose love, choose laughter, choose peace above chaos and violence. Let us kick start with the trends that I have filed. Okay, we're seeing a viral video of families clashing, a chaotic brawl on the streets of Do Good in Tombia, Bayelsa State. It happened. We don't know what caused the controversy, what caused them to come out, and we're seeing a physical combat. We don't know. We're just seeing that two females were fighting, and a certain man, which we could draw from that video, that was the husband to one of the ladies that was being beaten, came to separate them, and the other man that was standing watching went into a physical combat with the one that was about to separate the two ladies fighting on the street, and people were passing by and recording, and before you know it, two children started fighting. So with this we could sum that a wife and a wife is fighting, a husband and a husband fighting, and the children to these two married men and women started fighting because their parents were fighting. It got a lot of people talking. It's not always okay to resolve a conflict with a physical combat, because you do not know the health condition of somebody. You could raise your hand on someone and somebody passes away and you go down for it for the rest of your life. Let's see the video. It's very disturbing and distressful. You can imagine the contrast with the name of the street. Do good. Look at what they're doing. Is what they're doing good? And people are saying that things like this is prevalent in that society where you see people fighting, and instead of them to separate, they're picking up their cell phones to record. What if at any point something goes wrong? Human life is not counted, is not regarded as anything in this 21st century, and that is not how it is supposed to be. You don't know the health condition of the other person. Even if someone triggered you, called you into this physical combat, try as much as you can to run away. Agree to be the fool. At the end of the day, you realize that you're the wise one. Lifting a heavy stuff to hit somebody, anything could just happen. But I don't know what you feel about the video you just saw, if it sits well with you or not. How about you advise and send in your submission and thoughts? Let's take few from social media. Nami's World says, pray never to marry any of these individuals. A marriage where the husband or wife cannot call each other to order is a disaster waiting to happen. See adults fighting each other like children. What sort of public embarrassment is this? We are seeing it already. Ruth Olusonya says, people are no longer scared. You don't know the health status of the person you're fighting with. What if they stopped breathing? Exactly what I just said. They don't care. UJ tweets, this is so disturbing and very disgraceful. I hate fighting, not to talk of fighting in the public space. Like this is a mother. Sad news. That's what we're seeing, husband fighting. But we saw, okay, we know the truth that sometimes you see two persons fighting and an innocent person, a passerby, wants to go separate, wants to bring peace, and the whole anger and calamity befalls on the person that wants to bring peace. They can break your head, they can deform you, something can just happen. So people have started withdrawing themselves from settling, fights between husband and wife, father and son, mother and daughter, or neighbor and neighbor, just like we saw in the video. So people were rather carrying their phones to record and post it on social media rather than separating, because they don't know what will happen to them. You can go to separate and the punch that was meant for the opponent lands on one side of your eye and you become hospitalized over the peace you wanted to broker. So this is what we're seeing, but that doesn't mean that we should see things like this and just pass, walk away and say, it's not my business, it doesn't concern me. We ought to be our brother's keepers. What do you think about the video you just saw? Let's move. Okay, I want to say that this is the first time ever I am seeing a tilted house or a tilted building. The now viral video of a tilting new house has kept the internet agog as people tag the cause to be village people. That's a Nigerian slang for mischievous spirits. Engineers quickly pointed the reasons for the tilting house to be weak soil, poor compaction, and differential settlement for skipping geotechnical tests in swampy areas. Let us see the video of the tilting new house that I am talking about. Cause when it happened, then you pray more. Man to man, need you. In this video that we're seeing, experts have explained how waterlogged ground and bad foundation can cause one side to sink faster, especially in places like Lagos riverine villages. While some jokes flew about supernatural sabotage, the advice for the owner is clear. Call professionals for soil tests and fixes to avoid heartbreaks on such huge investment. Look at this, a tilting new house. I don't know, some persons, how do you blame the house that's almost submerging on village people? That is supernatural powers or diabolical powers. How do you blame that when you have seen the ground, you have seen the soil, you know very well that this is a swampy and waterlogged area and the building is tilting, and you're blaming that on village people? Like people have rightly said, the owner of the building should contact professionals to test the soil, good engineers that know their onions, before they are able to build on any land that they purchase. As long as that land is in a riverine area or swampy area, they are the ones that will give you the professional advice on how to erect your structure, the kind of building, whether 2-story, 3-story, a bungalow, that will sit on that ground, not tilt and not fall or collapse, because the money that is used in building that house that you saw, that's millions of naira that will be submerged, and that's really heartbreaking. So if you do not know something about building, consult the professionals in the field. Don't just go purchase a land and start building because you have the financial resources for it. Contact every other professional to give you a professional advice. We hope he does. I don't know what they're going to do to to give life to that building. I don't know if it will, if they will bring it down and start building it all over, but we just hope he has learned his lesson and he will do better moving forward. What do you think is the cause of that building tilting? Send in your thoughts and comment. And what do you think the owner of the building should do? At least he needs to do something. That building doesn't have to go just like that. Who knows? As we forward over to the next trend, who knows? This particular program. I was much younger. I was growing up. The program. What is it called again? Who wants to be a millionaire? Okay, at a business conference in Lagos, the veteran host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Frank Edoro, reviewed the salary he earned for 2 years during the early times of the TV show that has got people talking and recounting how he hosted a show where winners went home with millions in a day, but he goes back home with less in a month. Let's see the picture of Frank Edoro for those Gen Zs that do not know who Frank Edoro is. Yeah, this is Frank Edoro. So fans noted that despite his salary of over 100,000 in the 2000s to 2009, he could still afford a comfortable life compared to the high cost of living now in Nigeria, which, if compared, people should earn from $1 million now to meet up. Frank's revelation shows the real hustle behind the show's glamour. Who wants to be a millionaire? If you know what I am saying, you'll recall that it was one of the interesting, educative, intriguing TV shows back in the 2000s. Let's watch Frank Edoro as he tells us how much he earned in the first 2 years of hosting.
Per month was 100 and something thousand naira. But I had to wear a suit and say, "Is that fun?" So I act as if I own all the money. But when MTN came on, I just said, let me just give a figure to my boss, the owner of the show. So how much are you going to be paid? I said, well, I just throw it. I'm not going to give you that figure. I see you holding your breath, you will suffocate. I'm not saying. Once I mentioned the figure, the guy, okay, we'll give you 3 months back pay. I'm like, check. Yeah, I saying useless and quite normal. I decided to add more money. But you know, the rewards came in. I was hosting events all over the place. I was going flying and doing all kinds of things. Although my life had some ups and downs and everything, but like they said, you know, it's just the same microcosm of you facing trouble in your business, but learn how to compartmentalize and just push it aside, concentrate, your eyes on the prize, and you'll get there.
Over 100,000, but some persons are mistaking it to mean that he said he earned 160,000 during that early period of 2004, 2005 up until 2009. He said the first 2 years of him, Frank Edoro, hosting Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, da 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 da. I can recall that show and the soundtracks and the promo and everything about that TV reality show vividly. It was very, very educative. And he was such a professional, competent TV host for that particular show. So he said he earned over 100,000 compared to when a particular network, particular service took over the sponsorship of the program. That was when he started touching real money. But guess what? In the early 2000s, life was not like this. The economy was not this hard. Things were cheap. School fees, house rent, means of transportation. So the little I could say whatsoever that people earned during the 2000s, they still lived a comfortable life, you know, I could say, because the pay you got was almost commensurate with the economy then. So you could afford to buy rice, you could afford to get petrol, maybe less than 200 naira then, you know, but compared to now, yet people are not even earning up to, how many people earn up to 100,000 in a month in this era? But look at how expensive, look at the high rates of inflation and biting economy. People are struggling to survive. So Frank Edowo telling people that he went from earning over 100,000 to some huge thousands means that yet he still appeared wearing suit and a new tie and looking very, you know, glamorous and expensive. Yet he was earning a little, according to him then. But with time, you know, the money started coming in and people started comparing, say, if you were earning that amount, you still lived a very comfortable life. But now people do not even earn that amount, yet everything is on the high. What do you think? Do you want to go back to the 2000s or you want to live in the 21st century? Oh, the economy is something else. What do you think of the story that Frank Edowo just told us? Because this is him educating people during his business conference in Lagos. Let's see a comment from Twitter. Mr. Stevens says, one thing about media and entertainment, sometimes the image people admire is being held together. V says 160k naira by then was like 2.5 million naira now. A good suit by then was around 10,000 naira. That's coming from V because he wore suits like every day, every night. Ogechi says collecting 160,000 and watching others collect millions must have been something. Yeah, because when people won, we're gonna see somewhere, I don't know if it was graphics or something, we're gonna see naira coming. I don't know how to describe it. The show was super interesting, intriguing, okay, educative and informative, right? So I loved the show. But this is the story of Frank Edowo, meaning in a nutshell, okay, what I could get for myself, what I could derive from what he's saying. Start from where you are. Whatever amount you're earning, where you are, is building you for tomorrow. So collecting that amount of money then, while he was hosting a show that people collected millions in one day, in one night, yet he will collect less in 1 month, was something. Okay, we don't know how it was on him, but he endured and he learned through the process up until when real money, you know, started coming in. So where you are, just be patient. Your tomorrow will done. And that thing you're hoping for, you're going to get it. Our last trend for today, I would say, I don't know, each time I'm talking about something that is making me all smiles, I will go back to something that's gonna make me frown. We're seeing a very viral video of a clash that happened between students of the University of Jos confronting police officers over harassment. The clash happened today near the National Veterinary Research Institute in Vom, Plateau State, when officers targeted a 400-level student of crop production, seizing phones without a warrant and manhandling him when he questioned them. Fellow students rallied round asking what his offense was. Videos of the dusty confrontation spread widely, drawing praise for the students' unity and calls for police reform amid frustration over youth profiling in a state grappled with banditry. Here is the video.
Can you imagine what is wrong? What is wrong with these people?
I'm not from the school I come from. Yes, sir.
We just close from ITO.
What is this? All of us in the student. What is this? Why would not let us? Sit there. Sit there. Not doing this. Give up. Wait the other side. Wait the other side. Try to be sure.
Director General of Police Olatunji Disu has said that if you see a police officer on an official duty without his name tag, he should be reported. All of the reports about police brutality, police extortion, police abuse of power has gotten to him. I don't know how to nip this in the bud, but I want to say that with all of the complaints about Nigerian police and their behavior to ordinary civilians, brutal killings, threats because they were guns and they're fully kitted. They feel they've got the power to take life and to do anything they feel. Some of them, I mean, if adequate consequences are served based on the action that was taken or based on the offense of the police officers, I think to a level, to an extent, police officers that misbehave will sit up. But because they know that so many times it is swept under the carpet, their misbehavior, their misdemeanor, their brutality and extortion is swept under the carpet. Videos are being made and posted, retweeted, so many comments, but nothing happens. So they continue to do it. I don't know if they do not have phones or if they're not. I just want to be very mindful of the words that I use. We just want to have peace. Who gave you the authority, the right, the warrant to search passengers' phones, cell phones on the road? We know now that it is not right for a police officer to start searching people's phones on the street without any investigation or suspicious thing about you. So they just see you and they start searching your phones. That is not right constitutionally. But a lot of them, when they're fully kitted with that gun, they're going to threaten you. If you do it, I'm going to shoot you. We saw how he was dragging that young man. We have to rise up and stand up for each other. If you see a thing like this happen, you should speak up. You should record them because this will serve as an evidence. Some of them want to destroy your phones because you're putting them on record. They don't want to see their faces on social media, but they keep on doing something that's unconstitutional. And they do not want to face the consequences. Nigeria, where do we go from here? What is the way forward? I'm asking you. What's the way forward? What do you think we could do to put a stop to police brutality, extortion, and abuse of power? Send in your thoughts. Let's take 2 comments from Twitter before we take the word of the day and Tuesday motivation. Friends says, I and my brothers were victims of these same men. They searched our phones, nothing was found fraudulent, and yet they took us to the station. We ended up paying them 200,000 naira for no reason, just because our offense is being Nigerian youths. So sad. Success Boy says, this is exactly what I have been expecting from Nigerians since. Even though they always come together like this against all these corrupt officials, all this police brutality would have stopped. Okay, we have to stand up for one another when we see things like this and not to pass and say, it doesn't concern me, it's not my business. Because who knows, one day you might be in that situation. And I promise you, it's very traumatizing. I have been harassed. I have been harassed by them. So I know what it means. Let's take the word of the day before we take Tuesday trend and wrap up. The word of the day is catty corner. Catty corner. What does catty corner mean? Catty corner is used to describe 2 things that are located across from each other on opposite corners. Okay, like you say opposite. All right, you use catty corner. Example of catty corner in a sentence is the store is catty corner from the park, making it the perfect location to grab snacks for our picnic. Okay, you have learned something today, a new word or a reminder of the existence of the word catty corner. Let us take Tuesday motivation before we wrap up. It is Trending Tuesday. So, who has the motivation for us today? It is from Walt Disney. Walt Disney says, the way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. Stop talking and start the action. From Walt Disney. Thank you so much for being a part of Hashtag Trending. Stop talking. Stop saying, I'm going to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. How about you try to put your plans in order? Start the action to match your plan and see the result. My name is Ofonono Joseph. Thanking you so much for being a part of Hashtag Trending. Please stay tuned for more of our broadcasts will be brought to you right after Hashtag Trending. I hope to see you tomorrow. For now, it's a wrap. Always stay out of trouble. We care about you. Bye for now.